Hey up everybody, how the devil are we all doing? It's the Noxious Gas, and for the first build of the year, we are going to be making an abandoned motel. Simply lovely. As ever guys, if you like the video after watching, you know what to do. Hit the like button, and if you really want to help a guy out, please consider subscribing too. Anyway, let's get into this tutorial. So as ever, this is the location that I've chose. We're just at the side of the Weirwood, and it's not because it's a particularly good location for a build of this magnitude, it's just because I want to give Duchess a little bit of competition. She's had the monopoly of this area for far too bloody long. Now, unlike a lot of my builds, this is going to be quite a chunky boy. It's going to have a bit of girth to it and quite a lot of length to it. Insert Amanda Trade, that's what she said comment here, please. Now, I've already put down my first foundation. Depending on location, then it's going to vary where you put yours down. In essence, what we're trying to do is create, well, an L shape, and it's going to be 3 foundations thick with 2 Cs. Now, I'm going to continue building this shape in the background, and I'm just going to throw up on screen what the actual overall thing should look like. It's the easiest way of doing it, just trust me on that one. So if you look at the back row of foundations, I've just marked them up here. On the left-hand side, you're going to be having 6 running down that arse end of it. And then from that 6th foundation, we're going to snap on another 7 foundations along the back end of it. Are you following it? Of course you are. One thing I will say, guys, if you do want a double wall all around this building, leave enough room in your build radius to put in yet another run of foundations around the back of your building. I did it in this build, but I did cock up in one spot, and you'll see that later on in video. Anyway, that should be the foundations done. I know it's been quite boring and tedious to this point, so if you've fallen asleep, then wake up! I apologise for that ear-splitting screech, and if you do have some form of sleep-related problem, like narcolepsy, for example, then just totally disregard that 100%. Now we can move on to the walls, and I'm going to be using the brick set because 1, I like the shape of the windows, and 2, I think the concrete effect that it has on the back side of it gives an essence of strength and rigidity. Better than that piece of tin crap she's got over there anyway, isn't it? If it's good enough for the Romans, then it's good enough for me. The pattern we're going for, that I'm going for at least anyway, you can do whatever the bloody hell you want, is a window and then 2 doorways side by side, followed by, of course, another window. Symmetry and all that. And we're going to put these down until they make an L shape, a little bit like what you can see here now. Now, don't do what I did and not double wall. I mean, if you're watching the tutorial, you've probably not double walled, so you're going to have to do this anyway. But yeah, just go back and make sure that all these walls are doubled up. But then once you've done that, you'll be left with something like this. On the end here, I'm just building a little office area, and this is where you rent a room. And it also doubles up as a place where you can buy any form of Class A drug as well. All part of our 5-star service. At the side of our little crack den / reception, we're going to put down some stairs, and this is going to give us access to our first room floors. First room floors? No, that's wrong. First floor rooms. Jesus Christ. Please ignore that miniature stroke, I do apologise. Anyway, moving on. As you can see, I've started putting floors down, and we're just going to do this all the way around the building. And this will eventually become our first 4 rooms. Nailed it, yes. It's also very important to choose the loudest and most hilarious carpet you can find. That always helps. No, it really doesn't. And when you finish rinsing your eyes out with bleach after looking at this, then yeah, that's what you should be left with. What you want to be doing now is finding yourself the R floors, and we're going to go around and we're going to snap these to the floor pieces we've just put down. So it's hanging over the rooms below like an Airwalker 3000, also known as a balcony, because that's what we're going for. These should go down, no issues whatsoever, but when you get to the little corner here, you know, where the 2 sides of buildings meet, you're going to have to use the little square boys. And then once you've got all that done, you can start putting in your first 4 rooms. So we're just copying exactly what we did downstairs. It's as simple as that. Of course, leave where the office and the staircase is open floors. Don't put a room down there. Once you've completed all that, we can start walling up the rest of the build. And this is why I recommended leaving a space. Obviously, if you're not asked about this because not many people will see it, then that's fine. Just slap down some walls. But if you do want to double up, then you're going to have to use this process. Grab yourself a foundation, snap it down to the ones that are already there, and place down your double walls. It's as simple as that. And like I said, if you want to, you can do this around the old back end of your building. Now, this is where I cocked up. I mentioned it at the beginning. I can't get a foundation here because it's too low into the terrain. You can either just do what I'm doing and just brick wall the whole back end of it and not give a shit. If you have a bit more pride in your work, go back and redo it all again. Or you could double up the rest of it and use this wall as like a different material, as if something's been destroyed and they've just patched it up. And after what will feel like an eternity, trust me on that one, you'll be left with something like this. Let's put down some roofs. Yeah, seems like the next logical step, doesn't it? Even though rain still comes through some of the assets in the game, but the fort's there and that's what matters. If you want to be lazy, then you could literally just go and slap down roofs onto the walls you've already got up there. It'll fit, no problem whatsoever. But I want to make like a little overhang coming over the balcony. Sticking with that dad bod theme yet again. Nope, you're not getting a stock image this time. Okay, then maybe one. Gotta keep up dem cringe levels, aren't we? So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna grab ourselves a wall piece and we're gonna stick it to the little half floor things that we've got down there. And on top of that, we're going to put down a sloping roof. We can then snap another roof to the side of that, magic into it, and change the initial one we put down to a flat piece. And what that allows us to do is to delete that wall, so we've got some floating roofs. Beautiful. And from there, we can just snap more roofs in all the way down. On the other side, we're going to repeat the same process, but you're going to get to a point where two roofs are colliding with each other. Uh-oh, what a problem. The solution to this, as ever, is fire. So we're just going to get our flamethrower trap out and delete this roof piece here. And then you should, in theory, be able to snap down another roof piece over where that destroyed roof piece was. Just look at the video, you'll see what I mean. Hit repair on the piece that you just burnt, and job's a good one. From here, just go to the back end of your building and put down some flat roofs. Try and make sure that, you know, the beams line up with the sloping ones you've got at the front. Once that's completed, you'll find that we will be left with a gap in the middle because obviously we've offset the roof pieces. And you won't be able to snap flat pieces underneath the slopey ones. So again, we've got to turn to our old friend, the flamethrower. And we're going to destroy all the slopey ones we've just spent 10 minutes building. Now, just before you do this, hold up, hang fire. Get it? Fire, flamethrower. Anyway, I have had moderate success in the past of turning the angled pieces into flat pieces, and you can sometimes snap another flat piece over it without destroying anything, so just give that a try before you burn the shit out of everything. And one problem we have is this big bloody gaping hole inside that building here. Sure, we could just wall it up, but let's make it a little bit more spicy. Yes, that's a word. We're going to use our little second story double wall trick here, so let's go ahead and do that. And then underneath, we're going to place down some of these wooden defensive walls. When I say some, I mean one, you know, singular. And then we're going to proceed to burn it with a flamethrower trap. Who would have seen that coming? Over the top of that, we can place a solid wall, and then we can burn an hole in that as well. And it just gives the effect of a smashed-in wall that's just been panelled up. I mean, it's quite self-explanatory. You can see it right there in front of you. And I must admit, I stole your content, this idea, from Mr. Church. Seriously though, mate, it's actually quite a nice touch. I don't want to shout out that I got the idea off you too much, but yeah, thanks for that. We can also use a similar method to make it look like some of these rooms are boarded up. A little bit like I've done up here, so let me show you how I do that. Find a room that you want to be not used and derelict. Remove the front wall pieces and place down some of the wooden defensive walls again. Once you've done that, get out your flamethrower trap for the 97th time and destroy the defensive walls. You should then be able to place down your walls over these pieces and hit repair on them, and it gives you that boarded up effect. Very, very nice. But more importantly, very, very simple as well. This next bit is entirely optional, but I want to do this because I want to complete that durability concrete look to really rub it in Duchess's face. You know, my car park is stronger than your bloody whole entire structure. So we're going to grab ourselves some magical catwalks and we're going to snap them to said foundations. By doing this, it will allow us to snap a wall underneath it against a foundation. Now, like I say, guys, this bit's your choice. Do it or don't do it. If you're more intelligent than me and didn't buy the catwalks, then there is another way of doing it, but it involves going under the map and it's an absolute pain in the arse. I don't want this tutorial to be more than 7 hours long, so we're just going to stick with the it's your bloody choice. Now, if you made the decision to do this, then what you need to do now is go off on a totally random tangent and start putting wallpaper up on the second floor. That's always good. Start another job before finishing your first one. But once you've finished wasting your time, then come back down to the pieces you've just put in and just destroy some of them. So it looks like somebody's had a minor collision with it. And over these broken pieces, you can leave them open or use it as a point to put some stairs in. It's entirely up to you. to. What you can see here is me actually being productive, and I've gone around the whole entire build, I've wallpapered what I need to wallpaper, and I've changed all the windows and door frames to what I want them to be. So go ahead and do that if you want, or just save it till the end. Also note the slatty boys over the windows. They are the pièces de résistance of this build. Nailed that pronunciation. All this bit's going to entail is going through the build and putting down dividing walls inside of our building, you know, so we can have our rooms. Now, it's your choice to select what rooms you want to use. You can use them all if you want to. It's entirely your choice, but I'm going to leave some empty where the windows are boarded up to put generators in and other beautiful things like that. Plus, I really just don't have the levels of masochism needed to make every single room and decorate every single room. It's literally nothing too difficult, this. It's just a case of going through and marking up what rooms you want. I mean, I've gone for a 2x2 room. You don't want to give them anything too special, do you? However, in some of the corner rooms where the two sides of the building meet, you can put bathrooms in there, which is very nice indeed. Some people are going to be able to piss in the comfort of their own room instead of having to go outside and get the knob bitten off by a mole rat. That's really not a good ending to an evening. So, yeah, just keep working your way through the bottom floor, putting in your walls, marking out the size of the rooms, and once you've done that, move upstairs and do exactly the same. And as I said, guys, you will be left with some nooks and crannies that you can put generators in, so power's not going to be a problem. Exterior-wise, we might as well add a few more finishing touches, aren't we? So let's start off with some stair posts. On this corner, they'll just snap in, no problems whatsoever. As you can see here, place down a stair post on the corner, place another on top of it. Job's a good one. On this corner of the building, though, near the office, it's not going to go down that nice. It won't place where you want it to place. So just grab this little half floor that's next to it, flip it round 90 degrees, and lo and behold, you can now put a stair post in directly on the corner. Stick another one on top of it, and that's your supports done. Same thing goes for the side of the office here. Just stick in another little half floor, and you'll be able to do the same thing. Railings-wise, now, we're pretty limited. I mean, it'd be nice to put the contemporary set or the haunted house set banisters up there, but I don't know how to do it. I'm sure there is a way, but I'm stupid. So we're going to use these. Now, these are the new barbed wire fences that you get from the Scorched event. Yes, they're not a Tobbit shop. I know, I'm as surprised as you are. Surprised I've got them, actually, considering the drop rate is absolutely atrocious. But anyway, let's not get bogged down with that. Now, this should be pretty self-explanatory. Just literally go across all this balcony area with said defensive pieces until you get to this point where you're going to have to freehand it. You also have to freehand around the staircase as well. I've not done a very good job of it, as you can see, so just make sure it's a little bit neater than me. What else can we add? Well, we can put some lights in. My idea here is that it's supposed to be like an overgrown car park, so let's put down some street lamps. 2 will do, and we'll just plop them there. We don't want the car park being dark and uninviting. We want it to be welcoming to a weary traveller. So go do the right thing and not provide any power to them. So yes, while they are lights, they're not actually going to function as that. At least it'll give that, you know, sense of comfort that there could be a light there. We're also going to stick these Art Deco boys styled lights on the doors as well, and we're just going to put one on each side of the door frame duo collective thing. I don't know what I'm going on about. Just look at the video. You can see what I'm doing. And again, I'm not going to power these up, and you may be asking why you're not powering up. Well, I like my retinas and I don't want them to get burnt out. On the side here, we're going to put down these fans and pretend that they're air conditioning units, because in my opinion, nothing screams out 5-star service more than a free dollop of Legionnaire's disease. And underneath these fans, we're going to put down a trash can. And what this is going to do is spread the smell of the dead body, which is evidently inside of this, throughout the whole motel. You know, it's little touches like this that make us better than the wayward. And sod it. If you're feeling extra decadent, throw up some cage bulb lights. These you should power up because they actually give off less than 87 million lumens worth of light. Let's move on to the inside. Now, this room is going to be extra special because, one, it's going to be the only room that I show you the process of me decorating. The other, I'm just going to throw in a clip at the end. And 2, I'm going to break immersion in it. Every time I've been to an hotel, there's always been that one couple above you that are aggressively fornicating all night. And as much as I like the rhythmical sound of squeaking springs, you know, sometimes a guy just wants some sleep. I mean, I'm complaining, it could have been worse, I could have been flaccid, but anyway, I've decided to put this purpose-built room on the ground floor, you know, just to give the other guests some form of sanity and a decent night's sleep. And I've filled it with some of the nicer things in life, a violent wallpaper and carpet, a very nice and very special vibrating bed. In fact, sod it, no, we'll put 2 vibrating beds in here. Hang on, is that notches on the headboard? You know what, Bethesda, fair play, I'll give you that one. Now, the way we're going to get 2 down here is quite simple. Put down your bed, destroy it with a flamethrower trap, and then you'll be able to slide another one into it, so you've effectively created a double bed. We're going to stick down some of these chests of drawers everywhere, obviously the broken variant, because, you know, we've got to bring back some immersion to this absolute clusterfuck, haven't we? I think we'll throw some artwork on the walls. I'm sure there's a couple of appropriate ones ones here somewhere. Yep, that is perfect. We'll put down some of these champagne bottle candles. Simply lovely. A nice circle TV, because you don't want a bog standard square boy, do you? You want a proper 80s kind of vibe one. In this corner here, we'll throw down this for all the lamp lovers in the audience. I still think we're missing something. Yeah, this wall over here looks a little bit bland, so let's put down one of these skiing posters. Deep powder ski equipment. Yeah, I'll let you guys work out why I've used that poster. We'll put down a nice abstract painting. Very nice indeed, you know, gives you something to look at. And we're just going to put these power connectors at the side of the bed here. And we've actually got room for a bathroom in this as well, so I'm just going to make the simplest one that I possibly can. Yeah, we'll throw down this crappy little toilet here and accompany that with a crappy bath. Yep, very nice. And the only thing we've got that'll fit in is this rustic one, so they can have a little bit of country charm in this absolute nightmarescape of a room. And that's what I'm leaving it as, guys. You can add more, you can take stuff out. I definitely take some out of this and totally redesign it. But anyway, I'll cut away to some footage now for all the people that didn't want to watch the tutorial and just wanted to see the finished build. And in there, I'll throw in a room that I designed that actually fits in a little bit more, not this horrible, extremely inappropriate thing that I've created here. Nope, this room is actually perfection. Anyway, guys, that is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I said at the beginning, if you did like it, please hit that like button. Let me know that I'm actually doing something correct. Yeah, that's the right word. And if you want to see more weekly Fallout 76 content, hit that subscribe button too. Anyway, as we say in the north, I will love you and leave you. I'll see you next one.